Hello everyone. Today we will study about different types of evolution, that is microevolution, macroevolution and megaevolution. So first of all we have to know about evolution. So evolution is mainly a gradual orderly change from one condition to another. And now we will study about different types, that is micro, macro and megaevolution. So now in this slide we will discuss about microevolution. So microevolution means evolutionary changes that occurs within a species level or below it, and it results from the interaction of the elemental forces, which mainly includes mutation, variation, recombination, natural selection and genetic drift, to produce relatively small changes in population. Now microevolutionary changes is due to 4 different processes, which are mutation, genetic drift, gene flow and natural selection. So see here mentioned those 4 different processes of microevolution. First one is mutation. So mutation means changes in an organism's DNA that acts as a source of new alleles. And second is genetic drift, which mainly involves random events that causes change in allele frequency. And third is gene flow. So it is the movement of alleles between populations due to the movement of individuals. And now coming to natural selection. So natural selection which mainly selects organism with favorable traits, because those traits are more likely to survive, reproduce and pass on their gene to the next generation. So here I have mentioned few examples of microevolution. First one, which is provided by the deer mice. So there are mainly 2 races are mainly present of this species, where one is extremely light colored race and another race is fully pigmented. So these 2 subspecies differ by number of genes having additive effects, that is multiple genes are involved here. Second example is zebra that inhabiting America, and their species has 4 subspecies and which occupy different geographical areas, and they differ from each other in the matter of stripes on their legs. So this is all about microevolution, and always remember that this occurs within or below species level. Now we will start macroevolution here. So here changes occurs in large group of animals and producing changes above the species level. So macroevolution produces a completely new species, thus creates new families, new order and genera. This type of evolution is mainly created by population fragmentation and genetic divergence, and which involves accumulation of many microevolutionary changes. And this type of evolution is also called adaptive radiation. So examples of this type of evolutions are origin of mammals and the separation of aquatic and terrestrial animals and evolution of humans, etc. So in case of macroevolution, also some evolutionary mechanisms are involved. So as same as the microevolution, in macroevolution also the same evolutionary mechanisms are involved, that is mutation, migration, genetic drift and natural selection. So it is the sum of long period of microevolution. So here see, if we provide enough time to these four evolutionary processes, then they ultimately lead to macroevolution. So see here different examples of macroevolution. First, evolution of mammals, and second, evolution of horse. So the concept of macroevolution or the adaptive radiation was given by Osborn, and he observed that in mammals 5 main lines of evolutions in the limbs and feet, which makes them suitable or fit for living in diverse habitats. So in the next slide we will study about megaevolution. So see here about megaevolution, which involves origin of a new species, that is the origin of new types of biological organization through parental adaptation. And this type of evolution mainly formed by large genetic changes, and which ultimately producing order, classes and phyla. This type of evolution is very rare, and which includes experimentation and exploitation of new zone by the members of the ancestral stock in several divergent lines, and the appearance of new characteristics which may prove suitable for a new zone. So at last I have mentioned here few examples of megaevolution. So first, origin of amphibian from fish. Second, origin of reptiles from amphibious. Third, origin of birds from reptiles. And at last, evolution of mammals. So this is all about micro, macro and mega evolution, which occurs at different levels. So thank you, and in case of any query, do inform me.